Legit here at Audubon Park. Really great place in here, yeah.
Welcome to Knowledgent. Let the good times roll. Audubon Park is bordered by the Mississippi River, Exposition Boulevard, Walnut Street, and St. Charles Avenue. And we're at the main entrance right now next to Tulane and Loyola Universities. And here's an in-depth history if you want to learn more, but we'll give a summary of it. So these two main columned entrance gates, when I was a kid, you used to be able to drive inside of them. Now automobile traffic is not allowed other than security vehicles. And here we have Tulane University on the left, and they're the white stone, and then Loyola's to the right and red brick. Audubon Park also includes the Audubon Zoo, so we'll be taking a look at many things today. There's all manner of historic information signs, memorial plaques, and just random markers of all types here. It's more than you can possibly read in one day, but keep an eye out for them if you want to. That was Loyola's tower to the right we just saw there. Now we're going to head on inside here and look at some other stuff because it's a very interesting place in here. Before the war between the states, this land served as plantations where the first commercial crop of sugarcane was raised in Louisiana. The plantation structures were destroyed during the war when Union troops occupied the land where they built Camp Lewis and Sedgewick Hospital. The last traces of the plantations are the huge live oak trees in the park. Audubon Park was originally named Upper City Park until it was renamed in 1886 in honor of naturalist John James Audubon. In 1898, John Charles Olmsted was hired to design plans for Audubon Park. Olmsted's plans were only partially completed, but his designs are evident in the current park today. Audubon Park offers a golf course, tennis courts, riding stables, playgrounds, and a 1.8-mile jogging path. Now we're on Magazine Street heading towards Audubon Park because there's another entrance on this side you can get into the park through. And there's usually a lot more car parking in this area if you don't live near enough to walk or ride your bicycle. Now we're going to stop off and turn into the Audubon Tea Room entrance here, which is over here next to the Audubon Zoo. They do have this old fountain that's not functional anymore. It's mostly a deserted structure, but you can tell this used to be a working fountain, but it doesn't work anymore. They also have a natatorium for swimming for anybody that wants to participate in the summer programs. Here is the Audubon Tea Room itself. The Audubon Tea Room can be rented for any manner of different events, wedding receptions, things like that, and it is named after a person that was a good patron of the zoo. I've been in here a few times. It is a nice little space in here for events, so that's an option. And then we're right here next to the zoo too, so you can turn in here just to park at the zoo if you want to. Here is the main entrance where you purchase your tickets to go in for your zoo experience. The zoo is currently only open Wednesday through Sunday, and it was closed during my visit here, which made taking pictures a lot easier, but I'm not going to be able to get any pictures of the animals inside today. But we have a lot more to see. We don't have time for that anyway. If you would be interested in seeing a separate video on the Audubon Zoo, comment below, let me know. So here we are back on Magazine Street, and we're gonna go visit some more interesting spots on our tour. So we're going to a very unique area of Audubon Park right next to the Mississippi River that we call the Fly, which is short for butterfly. Coming up on the right is the Mississippi River and a little grassy area that we're going to explore in more detail later. And as we go through here, you'll see there's a lot of different spaces and different areas all throughout here. There's also a really big area of soccer fields and baseball areas, and they do have concession stands, so when there's games going on, you can buy beer out of those concession stands. And during the summertime, there's a lot of sports going on out here, but there's also just a lot of green area for just everybody to come and enjoy. And this is a popular spot, especially on the weekends, for people to come and enjoy a little time next to the river. And people also like to jog up through here in addition to the regular track inside of the Audubon Park that goes around the golf course area. So you'll see people all over. Now we're also going to pull over here and explore another important space that's very interesting and very popular in New Orleans.
Legit here at the Tree of Life in Audubon Park. Beautiful place here. Ho, ho, ho.
So this huge tree was planted back in 1740 as part of the Dubourg plantation. So it is one of the oldest trees in the area, and a lot of people have weddings out here and other events. So this is a space you actually can rent if you want to. And I've even known a few people to do events without renting it, so I don't know how that works out. But it is a beautiful area, and you have a huge grassy field surrounding it as well. So this is a really popular space for people to go and enjoy themselves. And there's a lot of other really beautiful oak trees out here, and plenty of other types of trees as well. So this is a great space. You're also right next to the Audubon Zoo here, so it's a great space just to relax, or you can just sit on one of the park benches they have here. You could have a picnic, you could have any manner of fun things, or you can just kick back and have a little wine and cheese out here. So it's a really great spot to have a little time with nature, and it's a great spot to even do a little trail jogging if you want to. So throughout the park, there are trails that people like to go on. Some people ride bicycles on them. Some people do trail running on it. So there's multiple kinds of options you can use to enjoy yourself out here. And some people, as you can see, have the great gift of living right next to the park. So look at these people's houses. They literally have this huge backyard of the park right next to them. So all the people that live in those neighborhoods surrounding the park really get a great benefit to enjoy. So this is a really great area. If you ever get the chance to visit one of those houses or get to stay in one of those houses, make sure you take full use of the Audubon Park area. And so many of these houses out here are also so very beautiful. This really is a beautiful park to experience, and you've also got horse riding available too, so there are just a whole plethora of things you can do out here. Now we're coming back up on Magazine Street, so we can look around and you can see it in both directions. So sometimes there'll be a lot of traffic backed up here during the going to work time and getting out of work time, so always be aware of that. And here we go down Magazine Street back towards the entrance to the golf club, because that is a great spot to kick off running on the trail. Or if you want to play golf, that's also the place to start out with. So here we are turning into the street that will take us up to the golf club. You can see the little stripes right there. That's part of the running trail. And as we continue forward, we're here at the Audubon Golf Trail. So you can also eat up at the golf club during normal times, but they still haven't reopened from the lockdown. So you see there's plenty of parking here the vast majority of the time. So you've got a lot of spaces that you can park and then go run on the trail, or if you want to go play golf, there's always plenty of spaces to park for that as well. So there's the clubhouse right in front of us, so hopefully they'll be reopening the restaurant sooner or later and we can pay a visit there and see how the food is there. It's been a while since I've eaten there last. I have been to wedding receptions there before, so it is a pretty nice venue overall inside of it. Now we're turning around in the loop, and you'll be able to get a view of some of the golf course right there. And then the jogging track goes all the way around the outside of the golf course here. The track is actually divided into two parts, with half of it reserved for people on foot doing jogging, running, or walking their dogs, where the other part of the track is for people on bicycles, rollerblading, roller skating, riding a scooter, or any other manner of wheeled transportation that's human powered. As we mentioned earlier, the track is 1.8 miles around one time, and that's why some people add the fly in as well to get a little more distance in there with a single run around. But they also have these trainer areas. Here we are in the multi-fit trainer. This is station 1, so you can see they've got all kinds of different options for working out. And then a little bit up from there, we have our water station, where they have some shower areas and water fountains and dog drinking areas. As we continue around the track, I'm not the fastest runner. I'm faster than some, but slower than the others. My multiple ACL surgeries on my knee from my rugby days have definitely slowed me down. You certainly are surrounded by beautiful spaces wherever you go. But as you can see, there's always a pretty decent number of people out here making full use of this space. And we're already at workout station 2, the multi-bars and sit-up bench. So you really can get a great workout if you both run the track and stop and do each of these workout stations. And it's also a great workout right now because it's in the 90s right now and it's sweltering hot. So, wow, it's definitely sweating it all out right now as we jog down the track. And you definitely have a lot of dogs on the track too, and not everybody cleans up after their dogs, so you gotta watch where you step the entire time. Unfortunately, all of New Orleans has gotten that way. Before Katrina, we didn't have bad dog owners like that, but ever since, there's lots of bad dog owners with lots of mess left everywhere, sadly enough. All right, workout station number 3, pull up and plyo boxes. So, this is always a good workout station. Look at this one. Ooh, it's always good to do some pull-ups. So I'm going to do some. So I just knocked out 8 right there and then continue on with my run. So here we are getting back at the front area of Audubon Park where we were earlier, where Loyola and Tulane Universities are. So as we go through this section, it's really pretty in this area, certainly. And here we go with workout station number 4, the balance beam. So look at here. There's people doing pull-ups on this already. So there's always some people having a serious workout out here. Now we've rounded the corner, and now we're back next to the long way, next to the golf course and on Walnut Street. So you can see some pretty houses over to the right and the golf course to the left. And there's a lot of pretty trees on this side. You've got some really good views. So as we round the corner down here shortly, we'll also be able to see all the way back to the Loyola Tower and over to Audubon Zoo again. And here's another workout station, number 5, the S-shaped jump bar. And they also have some monkey bars. This is where the NOLA gent messed up his shoulder really bad last year, and it took over a year to heal. And then somehow I janked up my other shoulder on the other side now after the messed up one from the monkey bar is finally healed up. So I'm really good at messing myself up. I'm not sure how. I'm tearing my shoulders up. Never had any shoulder problems before. And then an arch to go on the meditation walk, although they don't have a pathway there, but you can get to the golf course pathway there soon. And here we are, around our first time already. Now we're gonna do a second round. So here's another interesting little area of the park. Then you can stop and look at the water real quick. So they kind of have a bayou built in here. And they have some little water spouts, some bird areas all over the place here. So we're going to do a little slower tour for our second pass through the park. And you can see there's some nice little beautiful areas all over. And here is a nice little pavilion area. And we'll jump across to the other side real quick so you can see that. So this is right in the area we parked in next to the golf clubhouse. And there's some students in here learning some dance moves. So here's some kids learning how to dance. So there's always activities and people out here doing all kinds of stuff. So you never know what you're gonna see out here. So it's a beautiful view from this side as well. So as you look out, you might see all manner of birds and other wildlife, and there are alligators out here you might see as well. So always pay attention. So there's the kids learning to dance, having a good time. We're gonna hop back over to where we were before, and here we have a meditation area as well. So there's plenty of these little pavilion hut areas where you can enjoy some rest and relaxation for a little while on your walk. And you'll often see people pulled off on the side here. You can also read more here about the World's Industrial and Cotton Centennial Exposition that happened in Audubon Park back in 1884. And here's a swan, one of many of the different kinds of birds you can see out here. There's no fishing anymore. You used to be able to actually fish out here. Here's a goose and some ducks right here also. So you never know what kind of birds and other wildlife you're gonna see out here. And they also have the Bird Island situation here where the Bird Island is eroding. Then there's a bridge right here. So we're gonna go check out this bridge and cross it. So if you go across here, this leads over to the golf course, but you get a good view of the bayou here. So it's a lagoon or a bayou, whatever you want to call it, it's fine. So it's just a waterway that runs through the park, and you can see a lot of wildlife and birds out here depending on the time of year and what's going on. And there's actually less birds out here than there usually are, so it's really hot. So a lot of the birds have probably flown off to more cool areas because I guess they're smarter than us humans to stay in this heat. So we've crossed back over to the trackside, and here's a gazebo, and from this spot you've got a good view of one of the water fountains they have. in a few spots along the lagoon area here. And then we're going to head back to the track area, and you can see there's another shelter there that people rent for events and different parties. And you can see more of the houses over here on Exposition Boulevard. These people got a great little spot to enjoy the park. And here's one of the several playgrounds right here. And we're back near St. Charles Avenue and Tulane and Loyola Universities again on this side as we're making our circle around. And then they have more information on the different oak trees in the area. And here's the biggest of the water fountains. And here's another little surprise you'll find all over the park. This is a nice little memorial monument statue. So that's a nice little thing to find. And then they have this huge field right here where people will sometimes play different games or different things, and it's got two gazebos on either side and some park benches around it. Then we've rounded the corner again, and we're looking over the long way into the golf course with some nice views there, and then back around over to Walnut Street, where they also have some more golf stuff on that side, on the other side of our little running track here. So as we look around, there's certainly a lot of interesting spaces and places and all sorts of wildlife in here. So between the golf courses and the beautiful houses, you've got a lot of spaces to see. But as we look all the way down here in the Magazine Street side, we can see the main entrance gate to the Audubon Zoo. So this is right where we were earlier. And there's multiple other access points that will take you into the zoo parking as we saw earlier. And we can actually kind of look down and see the zoo from here as well. And then if we look the other direction, across the golf course, we see the tower from Loyola there on St. Charles Avenue. So you really can see a long way here in the park. So we did a quick 2 times around the park for 3.6 miles. We're going to be naughty and not do a third time. So we're going to go and make a run right down the street to get a daiquiri in here. So this is a New Orleans original daiquiri. Now around here we don't have any drive-through options. We have to actually walk in to get our daiquiri here, but this is a popular spot. And I have the hard decision now of what to get, but I think I'm gonna get the strawberry with an extra shot, and here we can take it to go.
Nolajet here at the Fly after a nice little workout at Audubon Park. What do you want to do but a little daiquiri time out of the Fly. Have a little fun out here, yeah. And don't forget the extra shot. Cheers. Prost. Slanjaba.
So as I mentioned earlier, we were going to be revisiting this spot. This little grassy area right next to the river gets to be very popular on the weekends. There'll be all kinds of people out here having fun, enjoying themselves. And this is a really nice little area to kind of get away from everything else and enjoy a little time next to the water. So this is the mighty Mississippi River right there. And I've had some good times and sad times out here because I've known people that have died out here, and I've also had plenty of fun times as well. So it's always an interesting time out here. And this little levee area here, when the Mississippi River gets high, the water will be exactly to the edge, almost overflowing the levee. So we really get to see how much water impacts our lives here when you stand in this spot. So you really get to see the beauty when sunset starts to go down. This part of the Mississippi River, the West Bank, is actually on the west. By the time you get down to the French Quarter, the river does a little curve to make the Crescent City, but in doing that, it makes the West Bank actually east of the city at that point. So that's further on the downriver side. So we're upriver, and that's why this is also known as the Uptown area. And that's why we get a beautiful sunset here across the river that you're not going to be able to get from the French Quarter. So just go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. While you're down there, check out the link to my Patreon account because, hey, I work for tips and I appreciate any assistance with that. Just go ahead and destroy that thumbs up like button. And thanks so much to all of you for tuning in and watching the Nolajet channel, especially to my Patreons. If you could just share this video with your friends or contacts, that really would help me because the YouTube algorithm loves that. And tune in next time for more good food, good times, and good people. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you would just click on the little circle here with a picture of my head in there and subscribe to the Nolajet channel, it would really help me a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.